Good morning, friends. Let us move towards our next part of chapter, deep water. In the first period, we have seen that this particular part of text is taken from Of Men and Mountain. This is the book written by William O. Douglas, and the extract taken from the Of Men and Mountain, which is actually autobiographical one, his own personal experience, and he's telling in this experience that how did he develop hydrophobia, and later how did he overcome it. So this is the entire story, and in the first part we have seen how did he develop hydrophobia. The writer tells us that there were two main reasons, the two main incidents that those were the responsible for developing the fear of water. The first incident was when he was 3 4 years old, and at that time actually it was not the complete fear of water, it was just an aversion to the water that he developed the strong dislike to the water, as he was knocked down by the waves at California beach, where his father had taken him, and father was laughing him, and he was feeling that he was drowning into the water, and after that he had developed the strong dislikes. But anyhow, when he becomes 11 and 12, when this second incident happened, at that time he decided to learn the swimming. But there too, at YMCA pool, another incident happened, another misadventure happened. A big bruiser of a boy. I hope you know the meaning of big bruiser of boy. So this big bruiser of boy threw him towards the deep end of the pool, which was 9 feet deep, and there he nearly died. 3 times he went to the bottom, and after that he had fallen unconscious, and he thought that he had died. So this incidents, actually the second incidents, had developed a kind of hunting fear in the mind of Arthur, and this haunting fear never left him for many years. So whenever he used to go close to the water, or any for any adventure even, so he used to uh, have the memories of those drowning in the YMCA pool, and a kind of a stark terror would seize him. His leg would be paralyzed, and his heart would be freeze by the icy horror. So this was the reason that why he developed the hydrophobia. But later, after many years, he had decided to learn swimming again and to overcome this fear. This was the decision actually. To overcome the fear of water, he has decided. Now the question is that why he had decided to overcome this fear of water, and this is what a major thing that we are going to discuss today in the first half of our period. That why did he decide to overcome the fear of water? Students, that uh, we too have the fear of something or something. We discussed it earlier. But have we tried to overcome this fear? Even if we have tried that, have we tried to the last breath? No, we haven't. And many a times, we do not even feel the need of overcoming that fear. Take an example of speaking in public, speaking before the audience. We never feel the need. We will see that we can go along with with this fear. Now, without speaking before the audience, also we can live our life. What does it mean actually? This means that the value of this fear for us is nothing. The consequences of the fear that we are having, so we think that there is no value for that, and that is why we there is no need of overcoming that fear. That is why we don't think that it is essential to overcome that fear. Yes, we feel sometimes we should not feel fear of such kind, but still we do not have the utter need of overcoming that fear. And this is exactly the reason that why one decide to overcome the fear and why one do not. If the author had decided, or William Douglas had decided to overcome this fear, that there was a reason very essential reason, very dire need of overcoming this fear. And what was that need? Our author William O. Douglas liked the water adventures. Many times it happened that whenever he learned uh, about the water of Cascades. He had mentioned many places in his book, that the Titan, Bumping Lake, Main Lake. So these are the different places that where he was going. He was thinking that he should go. That his desire was there, his strong desire was there. He should go there and have fishing trips and have swimming there, have canoeing there, have boating there. But whenever he used to go to these places for his fishing trip, for his canoeing trip, swimming trips, so this fear would come back and haunt him and paralyze him. So finally, he thought that he cannot live with this kind of fear for a long time. He cannot live with such kind of handicap. He would become handicapped when the fear comes back. He was not able to enjoy. So this made him deprived of joy of water adventure like canoeing, swimming, boating, fishing. And that is why finally he had decided to overcome his fear. And when you have the hope, when you are optimistic, you would definitely overcome any kind of fear. If you are desperate, and you might be remembering the dialogue of Om Shanti Om. जब आप किसी चीज को बड़ी शिद्दत से चाहते हैं तो पूरी कायनात उसको मिलाने में, उसको आपको मिलाने में जुट जाती है. And it is correct. This actually dialogue is taken from the very famous novel The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. If you want something so desperately, the entire universe conspires to achieve it for you. So this is what Paulo Coelho has written in his book, a very good book. If you get the chance, you read it. I suggest that you must read this book. A very beautiful book it is. So this is an example. And where there is a will, there is a way. The famous proverb is there. And the author was having a very strong will, very strong determination. And this is the first factor to overcome any kind of fear. First factor. What is that? Strong determination. The question may come about this. So in October, one October, he had he got an instructor to train him for swimming, and he started learning swimming. His instructor would put a belt around him, and this belt was attached with a rope, and that was attached to a pulley, and throughout the length of the swimming pool, it went through the pulley and an overhead cable. So a cable was there on the swimming pool, overhead cable, and through that cable a pulley runs. Pulley means kind of you might have seen in your villages in the wells, no? So to take out the water, uh, we use the pulley. So that kind of bearing, through which the rope goes and roll down or roll up. So the pulley, through pulley, he attached the belt rope to his belt, and he was asked to swim across the length of the pool, to and fro, to and fro. So this is how, this was the first step the instructor started him to teach with. So whenever now the training started, and whenever the instructor used to relax the rope, the same terror would come back and his legs would freeze. He used to get paralyzed, and the same terror would come back. But gradually, he started practicing and practicing, and it took him 3 months almost. 3 months. So after the completion of the 3 months, he started little comfortable feeling. with this practice. So October he started, and after 3 months he was practicing the same thing with that belt. The instructor was asking him, instructing him how to swim, and the belt was there attached him. He used to relax him, sometimes he used to tight it. So back and forth the length of the pool he used to swim with the help of that belt and the rope. So every time he used to go into the water, that little panic of the terror would come back. So let us see what happens after 3 months. This was the first step. In the second step, the instructor has trained him for how to inhale and exhale in the water. So you have to uh, come out and take out your nose out of the water and inhale and exhale. So for this, he had practiced for a long time. For 100 times he had practiced, and after that, the panic he used to get while going under the water after breathing, so that panic started relaxing little. 100 times he had to practice it. For this practice also went for uh, many days. So now the instructor has started third stage. The question may come that how did the author learn swimming, or how did the instructor build a swimmer out of William Douglas, or how did he train him to swim? So these stages you have to write. The first stage was using the belt, rope and pulley, so swimming back and forth of the length of the pool. And the second stage is training of inhaling and exhaling under the water. And now coming to the third stage, now he started teaching him kicking. So just by the side of the pool, not under the water, he was just asked to just kick the water. So this training, also kicking the water, also went on for many days. Earlier, his legs, know that they were not working properly, but later he started doing good, better, and he got relaxed also in this practice. And so this is how piece by piece, in part, so small parts, he has trained. The instructor has trained our William Douglas for swimming, and finally. He has integrated all these skills and asked him to swim. It was the month of April, don't forget. The trainings got started in October, and in the month of April, his training had finished, and his instructor asked him, now you can swim the length of the pool. And he asked him to uh, swim the length of the pool, back and forth. So the instructor swam his own. So in between, little terror come, but he swam it successfully. So this is how the training of instructor was finished, and the instructor has built a swimmer out of William Douglas. Now the writer has ensured himself that there is no terror at all, and he had completely conquered his fear of water. He has completely overcame his hydrophobia, and no more worry now. But in the last paragraph of this part, he has beautifully analyzed his fear of water and his overcoming of it. He said that this conquering, this victory over the fear, has deep meaning for him. He said that there is death in, sorry, there is peace in death. He had both the experience. At YMCA pool, he had nearly drowned, and he was so terrifically uh, fear-stricken there that he thought that he had died. But in the end, he had also felt that there was a peace in death. When he had given up all his efforts and fallen unconscious, he had the feeling of the peace. And that is the last thing that could happen with us, isn't it? That the most dangerous thing in the life could happen to us, death. But when we die, after that nothing could happen, no fear, nothing would be there. So peace. So the writer here tells us that there is fear in the fear of death. Actually, there is peace in the death. But this fear makes us terrified. So the terror is only in the fear of death that we have to conquer. And he quoted beautiful statement, an idea, uh, quoted by Roosevelt, President Roosevelt of USA. That what President Roosevelt says, he quoted that all we have to fear is fear itself. I hope you understand. All we have to fear is fear itself. डर किस चीज का लगना चाहिए कि मुझे डर ना लगे. Yes. So to feel fear, fear itself should be there. So if it is there, so you would not fear at all of any kind of thing. So this is the end of your lesson. That beautiful psychological analysis of the fear. Later in the next period, we will see how these different qualities made our author to conquer the fear of water, or what qualities are required to have the confidence and winning the fearsome things, and the theme, the analysis of the character. We'll see in the next period. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.